Today on SLEDHEAD 24/7, the Polaris Axis chassis all new for 2015. Mac and Fish will have the breakdown on what platform is right for you. By now, most people know what a GoPro is, and if you don't, you'll want to see the amazing footage they offer. From racing to capturing your first powder turn, GoPro's the best bang for your buck when it comes to POV cameras. Spy Optics is the leader in eye protection. We'll show you why we choose Spy. Want more power out of your hauler? Ride along with Jeff Fisher and Brett Rasmussen as they talk Bully Dog. And we'll head to Jackson Hole and profile one of the top hill climb racers on the circuit, Polaris athlete Keith Curtis. SLEDHEAD 24/7 starts now.
Check out this view. And I don't mean just back there, right across here, Fish. We've got hardware.
Greetings everyone, and welcome to another episode of SLEDHEAD 24/7. I'm your host Carly Applin, coming to you from the Polaris headquarters in beautiful Medina, Minnesota. We've got a lot to cover today in the world of snowmobiling, so let's get started. Bully Dog and their products strive to improve fuel efficiency while increasing performance for your hauler or toy. Tech expert Jeff Fisher goes on a little adventure with Brett Rasmussen to talk Bully. Take a look.
Jeff Fisher here. I'm standing here at Snow King Resort in beautiful Jackson Hole. Joining me is Brett Rasmussen. And Brett, we're here to talk about Bully Dog.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do without it, Jeff.
Brett has a Ram here that is all done up, Bully Dogged. What is it?
This is a 2013 Ram truck, and I'm pulling the biggest Trails West trailer that they make, loaded down with 9 sleds. I got tools and equipment in it, all my gear, and I'm packing 100 gallons of gas for the sleds. I've got a lot of weight that I'm pulling around these mountains here.
And that's where Bully Dog comes in. So I think we need to go out and just see how much better this Bully Dog helps this thing pull.
Perfect, let's do it.
You know, first thing, Brett, I mean, what's really cool is how simple they are to install.
Yeah, you know, I didn't do it myself. I pulled up to the Bully Dog facility, and they did the install for me, but it didn't take them very long. You know, I was back out on the road right away.
And I guess the first thing I noticed when I installed it in one of my trucks was just the sheer pulling power. I mean, I went from Minnesota out to Idaho, put it in, and then drove home the same load. Mileage increased, and the power was nuts. You know, Brett, when you first had it installed, what was the biggest thing that you noticed when you got it done?
The biggest thing that I felt right off the bat when I pulled out of the Bully Dog facility was the acceleration. It just feels like suddenly I've got a ton more power on acceleration than I did.
It's like they say, power with a purpose.
You know, you put it on and you set the power level that you want to set, and a lot of guys are just happy with that. They just leave it alone, but you can monitor so many things in addition to that.
You can change how the graph reads, you can change how the screen is, what you're reading, all the different parameters and engine temps, and it's just endless.
And you know what else I use the tuner for is to correct my speedometer. I put some size bigger tires on the truck when I got it, and that's just a really neat feature that you can do with this tuner.
Also, it's neat if you do trip a code, you can go in and see what the code is or clear it as well.
There's just a lot of things that this tuner allows that a lot of people don't really understand.
The little investment that unit is, and the savings and the power, I think pays for itself. It's kind of like I said before, you know, Bully Dog, where have you been all my life?
You know what, if you got any questions or concerns about the Bully Dog tuner, just do what I do. Phone them up. They're very eager to talk to people.
Well, and that's what's really cool with Bully Dog too. It's like one big family. They work together so well, and that's why I think we see such good products out of them.
This tuner does everything that I'd like it to do. I'm grateful that I can have this technology in my truck.
So if you're a truck guy, the Bully Dog tuner is a must-have.
To learn more about Bully Dog and what their products have to offer, log on to bullydog.com. Plenty more to come on SLEDHEAD 24/7. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, find out why GoPro's the most versatile camera on the market. Mac and Fish break down the Axis chassis to help you choose which platform is right for you. When it comes to eye protection, find out why the best prefer to wear Spy. And we head to Jackson Hole, Wyoming and profile Polaris hill climb racer Keith Curtis. Stay tuned. SLEDHEAD 24/7 is brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Polaris, terrain domination. Ram, guts, glory, Ram. Fox, redefining ride dynamics. And by Stud Boy, traction with an attitude.
Welcome back to SLEDHEAD 24/7. I'm your host, Carly Applin. In 2015, Polaris introduced the all-new Axis chassis in the Rush and Switchback platforms. Jeff and Paul have a breakdown to help you choose which Axis is right for you. Check it out.
Between the Rush and the Switchback, honestly, there's not a lot of differences. I mean, they got the same shock, seat, chassis, rear suspension. It's basically more track length. They run the same 600 and 800 power plants. The dash, the gauges, it's all the same.
Start out with comparing right now the new Rush Pro S. I've ridden it quite a bit. Fantastic snowmobile. More of an on-trail snowmobile. They also offer the Switchback. So if they want to do a little more off-trail with some on-trail, then Polaris makes the Switchback in the new chassis Axis platform.
It's all going to depend if you want a little longer track to bridge the bumps, go in the snow, deeper powder, then you want to go the Switchback. If you're lightning fast, want to go through the trails, you know, ditch bang, driveway approaches, you name it, the Rush is going to be for you. So remember, no matter which platform you choose, the Rush or the Switchback, that machine is on the new Axis chassis, which is 93% change. First thing you notice when you get on the new Axis chassis is the bumps. It like erases the bumps. You can come into them with such confidence and just fly right through the studders. When you get to the big bumps, it just flies and flies so straight it does.
But this is all new. Remember, the snowmobile is a completely new chassis. It's the Axis chassis. Everything about it is new. The engine, the new lighter crankshaft, the variable exhaust valves, everything about it, it's lightest in class. Everything about it is truly is cutting edge.
You know, the Switchback, I think, is more made for the guy who wants to go off trail. Switchback is a really good all-around sled. The guy who likes the Rush is the guy who wants to rip through the trails, in and out of corners, do some jumps, bumps, driveway approaches, that type of thing.
The easiest way is to go to Polaris's website. They have a configurator. When you click on there, it's going to ask you what type of riding are you going to do? What level of performance do you want? It cannot get any easier than that.
Polaris is always refining their game, and I think there's some big things in store for next season, but we'll just have to wait and see. Time now for a tech tip brought to you by K&N, the world's best air filter.
This week's tech tip is, the season's coming to a close. I hate to say it, it brings a tear to my eye. But you know what? We gotta put these toys away. So the first thing I like to do before I actually go to summarize my machine is give it a good bath. Wash it, wax it, dry it off good. Take the grease gun out. Go through any grease zerk you have. Not all the sleds have a lot of grease zerks, but in the suspension it's important to force any water or moisture that's in those pivot points. Get them lubed up so next year when you go to take them out, everything moves nice and free. To spray it down with a good lube, spray a lot of your metal parts. One thing, don't spray the clutches. You won't like that later. Another real important thing is to stable the gas. Put some good stable. Try to keep this gas so it's good for the next year. Keeps the small, the firing ends in the fuel. Get it up on a track stand. Run it a little bit. Let it idle. Spin the track over a little bit too. Change any lubes like chain case lube. And on our 4-stroke models, I'd like to change the engine oil. You know, a big problem I see is mice problems. So do things to prevent that, from the good bounce dryer sheets or even some mothballs, something in there to keep the mice out. Pull the batteries out or disconnect them so any electronic things don't draw them down. Another thing is pull your belt off. Keep the black belt off your clutch faces. That way they don't corrode and make marks in your clutch. And lastly, cover it up. If it's a blanket, a sheet, or if you have a nice custom cover to put on it, keep the sun, keep the dust off it, just keep it looking good. And that's this week's K&N Tech Tip.
More to come on SLEDHEAD 24/7. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, GoPro's the leader in POV cameras. We'll show you how we capture the sport's best POV footage. Spy Optics has an array of styles and combinations. We'll show you why we choose Spy. And we'll go behind the lens as we profile Polaris hill climb racer Keith Curtis. Stay tuned. SLEDHEAD 24/7 is brought to you by K&N, the world's best air filter. FXR, world-class outerwear. Arctic FX Graphics, make it yours. GoPro, be a hero. Michelob Golden Light, you're golden. And by Skidoo Snowmobiles.
Hey sledders, welcome back to SLEDHEAD 24/7. Now, if you're into motorsports or the outdoors like I am, most likely you've heard of GoPro, the world's most versatile camera capturing the world's best moments. And here at SLEDHEAD 24/7, we take them everywhere.
Here at SLEDHEAD 24/7, we are honored to have a really great sponsor, GoPro.
GoPro is such a versatile camera. It's really revolutionized how we film, not just us at SLEDHEAD, but everybody in the sporting industry.
You know what's really cool about these GoPros is they're really versatile for the average consumer. I mean, as a consumer, you're buying a product that we're using in a lot of our footage. I mean, this is really great footage you can get out of these things. It's tough. They're, they're in a case. They can handle some abuse.
Whether you're going to mount it on your hood, on your helmet, on your body, chest mounted, anything you can think of, GoPro makes a job so easy. There's so much versatility with GoPro. You can go in slow motion, super slow. If you want to see the suspension going up and down, if I want to see big bumps and twisting trails, how my body reacts. If I want to do a time lapse, I want to watch the clouds come over. There's so many different functions that camera has. It isn't just about taking a video, it's about versatility. And GoPro does it all and does it all perfectly.
And one thing that a lot of the snowcross racers use, this camera will see things that maybe the rider doesn't, like the lines that one of the other racers are taking. So when he gets back, their actual mechanics can take them, pull them in, they can go into the haulers, download it quick onto their screen, and they can watch and see what's going on.
It's about versatility. It's about ease of use. It's about small, compact size. And number one thing for me, it's all about quality. You get fantastic quality footage when you use GoPro.
Because I want to shoot some more video.
The capabilities with GoPro are endless. Seriously, you can take them anywhere and the footage is amazing. Now, when it comes to eye protection, Spy is our choice in optic wear. Take a look.
There's a lot of goggle companies out there. The one we choose as SLEDHEAD 24/7 is Spy. My eyes are very important to me when I'm riding. You can't see right, or it's fogged up, or iced up, the ride can really be terrible. To me, being able to see is one of the most important parts of riding.
It's about fit, it's about finish, it's about looking cool. Has such a variety of different glasses, from goggles to sunglasses. There's just, the versatility is beyond words.
And one cool thing though, they do fit us up with some pretty cool sunglasses, so when we're not riding, we can look good too, as we're driving the vehicles, leisurely walking around the pits. So the Spy has a really bunch of cool sunglasses.
The goggle line that Spy has is second to none. There's so many different options. It's all about the fit again. They fit me so well, and you have so many lens options. If you want amber, if you want yellow, if you want clear, if you want smoke, they have an endless array of options.
When Tucker and Cody are out on the course, they're getting roosted. They got snow, dirt, ice, you name it, blasting them. And their goggles hold up great, so that's why I choose them.
I wear the Spy Whip because they have the special nose protection that protects from all the ice chunks being thrown at you, and they're just really comfortable.
The biggest thing is protection. I mean, you want to protect your eyes and make sure you can see, and that's a huge advantage in snowcross. If you can have good vision and see the track and see the lines and know where you want to go, I trust that Spy is going to help me see every time I'm out there.
The vision that you have is like not having any glasses at all. The optics on Spy are absolutely priceless.
Get over to spyoptics.com and check out what they have to offer. They have a ton of cool styles and lens combinations for you to choose from. Who knows, you might just find a pair or two that you love. More to come on SLEDHEAD 24/7. Stay tuned.
What's it like racing hill climb? Stay tuned as we follow factory Polaris racer Keith Curtis to the top of Jackson Hole. SLEDHEAD 24/7 is brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Arctic Cat, share our passion. C&A Pro Skis, ride like a pro. Bully Dog, more power, more pull, more bully. Spy, see better, feel better. And by Speedworks, straight up USA horsepower.
Welcome back to SLEDHEAD 24/7. I'm your host, Carly Applin. Time now to profile a Polaris athlete who's on top and dominating the hill climb circuit. Number 711, Keith Curtis.
I'm Keith Curtis, number 711. I am a factory Polaris hill climb racer. I'm here at the Jackson Hole World Championship Snowmobile Hill Climbs 2014. I've been racing hill climbs since basically 1998, off and on. My first year professional in rimshot was 2007, so I've been actually racing Jackson Hole since 2006. Racing hill climb's awesome. I would say the funnest part about it is how trenched out the courses get and how gnarly they get. And you're working your way through 3-foot trenches over 3-foot head walls, and then you got stumps and rocks and ice below that. So it's all about momentum and keeping your speed up and picking clean lines.
As a racer, he seems to be pretty cool about it. He doesn't seem to be real anxious and stuff. He gets up here, he zones in on it, he's focused. He'll sit here and warm his sled up and get focused, and then he hits the hill, full bore.
So it's really important to have confidence in myself, but to have confidence in the machine, that's a whole nother aspect, and they work hand in hand with each other. I feel so comfortable on the Polaris chassis, and it really works well with my riding style. You can really ride the Pro chassis as hard and aggressively as you want, which is something that has to be done in order to win. Part of the reason the Polaris chassis works so well is the weight. I mean, my Pro RMK 600 that I race, it weighs 417 pounds. I mean, that's incredibly light, and it's nimble, it's responsive, and it's rigid. When I'm making my way up the race course and I need to make a spur of the moment turn up the mountain, I plant my foot in the running board and it goes where I want it to go. It's super important that the sled is agile and that I'm agile. The chassis just works with the flow of my body while going up the mountain. When I'm at the bottom of Jackson, before I go through the timing lights and they give me the thumbs up to go, I mean, the adrenaline's there, the fans roaring. I'm just trying to stay focused and think about the lines that I need to go through while I'm going up the mountain. There's no better feeling than getting to the top of the mountain and achieving a first place finish and representing myself and my sponsors to the fullest. Once you get on top of the mountain, it is just priceless. You got the Grand Teton sitting there watching you, and you just feel like you're on top of the world, and it's just a great feeling being on top, representing your sponsors and yourself, and just trying to succeed in this sport. You know, my ultimate goal is to get that first place finish at the end of the day and get through the course as smoothly and fast as I can go. I'm so happy that Polaris picked me up in 2008. There's a great group of people I get to work with in the race department and the lubricant department and the PG&A departments that really easy to work with, and they're on top of their stuff, and their product straight up works, and the communication's great, and it's a great partnership I have with them, and I couldn't ask for anything more. I mean, it's a dream come true, especially with the signature line and you know, the sleds that I get to race with, and just having product that's above and beyond what the other manufacturers can make. Feeling awesome right now. I could not feel any better. Things could not have gone any better. There are a few little hiccups, but qualified in all 5 classes, and I got first place finishes in all 5 of my classes. I won Stock King, I won Modified King, and I won King of Kings. Polaris chassis just frickin' worked hand in hand with my riding this weekend. Snow was deep, the course was fun, and hell yeah.
Keith Curtis is truly an incredible athlete who makes it look easy on his pro RMK. Well, all good things must come to an end, and as the snow melts, we want to thank all of our sponsors for making this season possible, and you, the fans, for your support. Make sure to check us out online at SLEDHEAD24-7.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. From all of us here at SLEDHEAD 24/7, it's been a great season. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at Haydays.
Next season on SLEDHEAD 24/7. Ride along as we take you to some of the greatest riding destinations. We'll highlight all aspects of snowmobiling and all the different forms of racing. Get the latest up-to-date news and information on performance products, gadgets, and sled evaluations for 2015. Hey, if it happens on the snow, you'll find it here first. All that and much more coming up next season on SLEDHEAD 24/7.
Hey Sledders, make sure you stay up to date with us. Subscribe to us on YouTube for the latest episodes, share your stories and pictures with us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Who knows, you might just end up riding with us.